Hey everybody, gonna do a Sunday morning ink blot. I've got orange for our sacral, green, heart, blue for our throat, and it was called for black. Then the crows picked up. I know somebody that watches these always sees a cat, so I'll see if I see a cat today. I'll take a picture and show you what we got, and then we'll see what comes through. See ya. All right, you should be able to see a picture now of what I dropped, and then a picture of what came through. And then I'll put a whiteboard up. I'm sure Michelle Elizabeth will see a cat somewhere in there. You can let me know. So, first, I see someone, what kind of came through was using our experiences or our creativity uh, and putting it out there. Obviously, we can see our face here, very generally, our face. So, if we just look at this as a head, we can then see up top coming in, we have a little bit of orange and a little bit of blue. Look at our sacral and our throat. This could be uh, our emotions, our creativity, using our emotions for creativity. A lot of times we look at emotions as a negative aspect, our negative emotions. Uh, those can be transmuted and used through our throat in a lot of different ways. Sure, we could just talk about the negative things that happened, but we can show how we worked through those things. It can use our ideas down here at our voice, our mouth, I should say, sorry. We again have the sacral and then our throat, which is very important. Talking about them, utilizing these emotions for creativity. This could also be passion in general. Obviously, there's sexual energy in there, which has a lot of potency to it if it's used not in the general sense. This is all kind of in that same area. So wherever maybe we're celibate and that energy needs to go somewhere. Not saying that it's mandatory to physically utilize that all the time, but that's energy. It needs to be released or used. And creativity, a creative outlet, excuse me, is a great option. Maybe we're having those urges. We need to do something with it. Creativity, be creative. How can we do that? And our emotions. All this is up here. We have our heart, kind of, I'm going to call that the ear area, our heart. And maybe we're in a place what's kind of feeling like reassurances or confirmations, one that we're on the right path or we're doing the right thing. Maybe we are starting to do this and we're not getting the validation is coming through that we're on the right path or we're doing a good job. Pull some cards on here. Whoa, 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 whoa. The world reversed is how I grabbed it. Unfinished. Maybe we're still working out of a wound a little bit, which, going back to what I was talking about with the ears and our heart, uh, if we have to hear something that is external, that is not internal, uh, not placing blame here, just talking openly about the idea that when we seek validation or reassurance in the exterior, it's coming from a place of a fear that maybe, if we are speaking or sharing things that it's not being received well or acknowledged, which can knock down some steam, if we're working towards something. What's the point in this? Uh, am I doing it wrong? Am I not good enough? And with that external validation or reassurance, is that still a wound that we're working out of? That we need that to validate it? Or do we know what we're doing is true? Is it true to us? Do we trust ourselves that we are sufficient, that we are good enough, that our experience is valid? Can we take up space here? You know, a lot of these uh, different ways this could fall into place here. Oh, shit. I never hit record. Damn it. Hold on. I'll show you real quick what I was seeing. All right, obviously this is our face. Up here at the head, we had the sacral and the emotions. Here's our ear with the greenery. Down here, sacral, our voice. Sorry about that. Hopefully it all goes together all right. Back to work, Spirit. What do we got? Me back to work, yeah. Seven of Cups. Dreams and desires. This could be looked at two different ways. We could be utilizing all of this to fulfill a dream or our desire. This could also be a bit of trickery or mystery, something in our ear telling us that we're wrong. Maybe these are projections. Or getting that reassurance is almost a trick. That external validation or reassurance is a trick in general. The fact that we think we need it is a trick, but it's instilled in us at a young age and throughout all of our experience. That a boy, good job, you did well, congratulations. Like I couldn't make all those decisions myself. I needed you to tell me that I did good or that I was accepted or received well. You know, I don't need you to tell me that, but the way that we were exist and raised and all these things, that gold star in elementary school or grade school was the well, probably way before that in childhood. You did a good job. You can have dessert today, you know, or you were well behaved. All of these things, we did something no different than training a dog. You know, we are trained no different than animals in essence. You're a good boy. Here's your treat. You know, you shit all over the floor or peed in the house. You're gonna get scolded. You know, it's no different. It's just on a different extreme, if you will, of how we experience life. And the fact of, in essence, giving our power away to the external for this validation is very depleting. And maybe we have a small block there. Six of Swords reversed. Hesitance. Are we hesitant about continuing forward? Are we hesitant to trust ourselves if we're still on that fence of the external for validation or reassurance? Do I still need that? Maybe I think I don't, but maybe I do. Maybe I enjoy it. Naturally, who wouldn't? But do I need it? Is it the fuel? My passion? What's driving this? The external validation? Or that sacral and my emotions, my passion, my purpose, my fulfillment? It shouldn't matter. When we think of hobbies, like a true hobby, we do alone in our own space, we enjoy the process, and we look at it, whatever it may be, and we enjoy that ourselves. That's a true hobby. Now, if we're doing all this creativity for the external celebratorial aspect or validation, I don't view that as a true hobby, because it's we're seeking the reassurance or the fulfillment on the external versus just me being alone in my own space. Like, let's say I did this ink blot alone and I just wanted to do it for fun. Like, you could do it at home. Maybe you want to. I don't know. I think it's kind of fun. You never know what's going to come out of it. But here, obviously, I'm sharing it for a message. But we can do things. Maybe we're into pottery or drawing or painting or gardening. all these little things, and we get to create it. We put all that energy into it, and when it's a true hobby, it gives back just to us. And it's like this cycle of energy. We had all this that was built up that has to go somewhere. Yes, we were looking at the creativity aspect and dumping it into something, and then it gives it right back to us. It's a very meaningful process. But what is it that we truly enjoy? Sometimes you think about that. And maybe we don't know. And we got to try some things from time to time rather than just seeing other people happy when they do things and think we're going to be the same kind of happy. Maybe they're not happy at all. They're just wearing that face for the external validation. Three of Pentacles reversed. Ineffective team. Doesn't just have to be physically. If you look at 2 to 3 people, it can be very internal. When we look at, if we want to keep referencing our chakras, and each of them is a part of the team, which they are naturally. When everything's in flow and balance, of course, it's going to be a magical experience. There's a lot of times that things aren't in balance. And as much as we may want it to be or think it is not. There's normally something, holding us back. And it's probably coming from a place of a wound of some sort. I say that a lot, but it is true. It has to be. How could it not be? We all have them, and they all hold us back to some extent. No matter how this falls into your experience, until we really take a chance to look at them, see them for what they are, and utilize that. The emotion, back to that, we can get emotions from negative experiences, and we can use those, transmute them, and then be creative with them, however that may look. Five of Swords, confrontation. It's just going right back to confronting the wound, the shadow. It's uncomfortable. Sometimes we try to distract ourselves from it, mostly through all of our experience, if we're not awakening to that path to heal such a thing. No easy way to go about it. It really depends on what the wound is. Normally, it shows us in some way that we would feel uncomfortable. What makes us feel uncomfortable? That's the easiest place to look. If you get triggered, that's another great place to look. Why am I feeling this way? What did that person say? Like, what did they actually say? Not just the 3 words that hurt me. What did they say? And then look at that. Say, okay, they said this. How would that make someone feel? Less than, irresponsible, embarrassed, and then spin off of that. If we just want to go with this reassurance or external validation to have emotional balance or to fulfill our heart or to feel loved, received, people are going to say nasty things as well as people say good things. What are the nasty people? What's their motive? They got to knock somebody down because they're not there. That's the motive. Is it easy to get over? No, it never will be. Of course, some of the things are going to hurt. And probably if they're just random people saying nasty things, they're going to be the wound that we are. So embody that. Take it. See it. How did it hurt you? And do what I said before about confrontation and the shadow. King of Pentacles reversed. Could be saying you're irresponsible. Didn't I say something like that? I don't remember. Yeah, it's a lot of these things, they work from a place of if they're too scared to do it or they don't feel comfortable doing something, they don't think anybody else should. So they'll talk you out of it or knock you down, or they're just jealous or envious, which is a real shame. Anybody can do anything if they really want to. Sure, we might fail. We might make a fool of ourselves at times. But at the end, what does it really matter when we're not seeking that external validation anymore? We're doing us. We're experiencing us. And we're enjoying ourselves. When we allow the external to dictate what we do and don't do or think or feel, or we give all of our power away, and then we kind of get conformed into this matrix in a way, and we don't move forward, we don't heal, we don't grow, we don't see things for what they are. And if we don't, which there's no reason, I mean, there's nothing wrong with not seeing it if that's the experience they wish for, but who wouldn't? Sometimes it'd be nice to turn it off, I'll be honest. When you know too much, you think too much. But it is what it is. Seven of Swords, dishonesty. Being dishonest with ourselves when these projections or true communication or confirmation come in. I don't know why I said confirmation. Maybe we are having confirmations to do something like this, and we're afraid, and we're being dishonest with ourselves. No, that can't be for me. No, I couldn't do that. No, I'm not good enough. It's also just be these projections from others. If you've shared your story or your goal or your dream, I've learned not to do that anymore. People will knock it down before it even comes. Out of these wounds, whatever they may be, it's a gentle way to say it. And we all have them. I have to be nice about it because, we were there too. It doesn't matter how far we've ever evolved. We worked out of a wound too before, and we probably will continue. Not saying what's done is, negative things that are done to people are right. I'm just saying that it's a different way to see things. I'm going to leave it there. I kind of feel like I was all over the place, but it's very clear that we have a lot of energy and a lot of creativity to put somewhere. Our emotions, our experiences are very usable in a lot of different ways. May not be as simple as working at a bank teller, working as a bank teller, but we can still use all of our wisdom that we experienced in that position. I wasn't knocking that. I'm just saying that I feel like there's something more to take place here, more than just a basic 9-to-5 job. And we have all that energy, and we got to put it somewhere. These emotions, our experiences, are what propels us. If you just look at music in general, everyone's singing about their past experiences. This doesn't have to just be music. This can be put into anything and everything. I'm sure painters would do the same thing. They would paint their emotions, their feelings. People talk about their experiences to help others. You can also use this in so much more creative ways. What lifts us up? Like gardening. Isn't it nice to have a beautiful a flower bed or garden? Maybe you like to grow your own fruits and vegetables. There's so many things. I mean, I feel I really should do a little bit of research on how to talk about creativity in more ways than just these basic ways, because it's so deep. There's so many more ways to be creative than the basic list. So don't hold yourself to that, because that's doing it a disservice. And I didn't mean to do it that way, because creativity is so much deeper than what I just said. I'll leave it there. I wish you all the best. If it resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, or subscribe, and let me know what you see. I'll talk to you all later, and we'll see you.